Hello, my name is Ming, and you can call me Wendy. I come from Nanjing in China, and today I want to make a speech of one thing I learned during the pandemic: the value of boredom. So, in early 2020, I and every Chinese students experienced the longest winter holiday in history. In consideration of minimizing contact to avoid spreading the COVID-19, the former 20 days winter holiday was extended to 80 days. As restaurants, malls, and cinemas all closed under the gloomy economy, everyone was trapped at home, spending a lonely spring festival. The 80 days was like a pause button in my ceaseless pace. For the first time of my life, I got completely disoriented. Scant academic tasks, sporadic activities, and limited entertainments. But at one typical boring afternoon, when my grandma again reminisced the aimless pastoral life in the past and cheered today's prestige chance for the younger generation to rest, I started to wonder whether our intolerance in boredom somehow reflects a fallacy in modern education and society. Nowadays, we all live busy lives. Work and study take away much of our time, but the thing is, even if we have time for our own, we tend to keep ourselves busy. We spend every minute of our relaxation on games, social media, or sports to stay entertained. Less and less do we left for our thoughts. We're constantly seeking stimulation to escape from boredom, and we regard every moment of boredom as a waste of life. However, boredom can be interpreted in other ways. When we lose our interest in the outside world, our concentration shifts from interaction to self-investigation. We focus entirely on our inner feelings and thoughts. Nevertheless, boredom is never desirable for us. An escape from boredom, meaning an innovation from our identity, spells for the loss of individuality and profound thoughts, which somehow leads to stagnancy in ideas and an obstruction in creativity. But it shouldn't be that way, as it is not a voluntary retreat. We don't need glad introspection because it is painful or because of fear, but because the society always teaches us to move forward and never stop. And we unconsciously regard introspection as one of the main behaviors that set us back from continuous progress. Conversely, science proved that boredom obtains surprising benefits. From experiments, scientists have found that boredom can spur creativity as our brain generates more and more inventive thoughts to fend off boredom. Also, leaving time for your thoughts gives you a chance to contemplate and reflect, which raises insightful opinions. Just as ancient philosophers pondered the world ultimacy in their solitude, and artists get their inspirations from the dark, quiet, isolated nights, boredom, like a locomotive, leads us in the everlasting journey of innovation. In today's crowded, loud, fast-paced world, boredom represents a valuable tranquility of mind. It is time for us to switch a concept. Rather than define boredom as a tedious and numbing suffering that we try our best to escape from, why don't we take it as a valuable chance to reevaluate and rebuild ourselves, especially under this pandemic? Facing the deepest sorrows that the pandemic imposes on human beings, we need boredom to face ourselves, to return to sense and reason, and to reconstruct our broken hearts. Thank you, and this is all for my speech.